spend a lot in my training, so I have to win.
He's just a perfect athlete to work with. His dedication to the team and the dedication to his career, it's something I never seen before.
Hey Eddie, how's it going?
I fight because I like it. I teach because I love it. I'm a prize fighter. I'm not a, I don't want to be an Instagram fighter. Something I tell my kids all the time, I make it hard in here for them. So it's easy out there. Tough times don't last, tough people do. And I'm about the only Spanish person that's opened up a gym out here. I beat them odds. Your mind tells your body what to do. Well, so the word Taino, right, originated when the Spaniards came to the island. We were saying Taino. They thought that was a name. The word Taino itself means we are humble, we are good, we are noble. The type of native I am, I'm Arawak native. So it's different. So everybody thinks that I'm Taino native. There's not such a thing. We adopted the name Taino, but it's not such a thing. The word Taino means we are noble, we are good, we are humble. So when the Spaniards came in, we were saying Taino, 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 letting them know like,
We're safe.
yeah, we're good. You know what I mean? So everybody thinks that the gym's name is like a type of native, and it's not, because I'm an Arawak native. We're descendant people of Venezuela. Like we come from Venezuela. That's what they migrated to, a Bermuda Triangle. Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, the Bahamas. Everybody there is like they're Arawaks. But the name Taino we adapted because they were calling us Tainos. I buy books. Matter of fact, I think I got a book on the front desk right now about the Taino people. I was born in Allentown, PA. I grew up most of my life in Puerto Rico, and then I came back to Allentown, PA. Out there, you're always outside riding bikes, power wheels without batteries, going down hills, cliff jumping at a young age, and people are like, yeah, right into the river. One time we skipped school. It was about the only time I ever skipped school. We went into this thing called Cimiento, which was a big hole, and it was filled with water. It was like a little waterfall in Vega Alta, Puerto Rico. So we skipped school, me and my two brothers. As my older brothers that go to jump, we are making fun of somebody because somebody's mom is there. So my older brother jumped. I'm about to jump. And as I'm jumping, I look over, it's my mom. So as I jump in the water, she beat us from, the Cimiento was like 3 miles away from our house, all the way to our house. That was the last time I skipped school. My mom was loving, but she was sturdy. She was a boxer, a nurse, a special ed teacher, and a beautician at the same time. I was a straight A student, you know what I mean? I was like, great kid. When I got older is when, I wanted to be my own man. You know what I mean? I was blaming everybody, still blaming myself for my own responsibilities. But at that age, you're not thinking right. At that time, you couldn't tell me anything. I knew everything. You know what I mean? I knew how the world works. In my head, because my mom was still paying rent, my mom was still buying food. So in my head, I knew everything. But in reality, I didn't know nothing. Just seeing my mom suffer, through the years, seeing her cry for her kids and wondering if we're gonna make come home the next morning, or if she's gonna receive that phone call that one of her kids, something happened to them or something like that. About 25, that's when I was like, you know what, I gotta take responsibility for my actions and take a step back and look from the outside in instead of thinking I know everything, you know. From when I was like 5.5 to still today, I still do boxing. I got a boxing coach, you know, whenever I get ready for fight, I call him up. It's always on and off with Muay Thai and 8 years of wrestling, 4 years of judo, about 10 years in wrestling and jiu-jitsu. 2nd degree black belt. So this is one of my main jiu-jitsu training partners. Hello. Kevin, brown belt, best brown belt in the world. I'm a brown belt. Right. The most underrated grappler in the world, bro. Like, I will not say that again, ever again. Ever. If you close your eyes, you go on the mat, you close your eyes and you go like this and point somebody out, he's a killer. Like, I'm in a room full of savages, like all day, and then that translates when you go into the fight. So this is my other coach. This is Sean Brady. You guys are gonna meet him today. He's the CFFC champ. And then look, Professor Webb actually had that title. And then he went over to the UFC, and then Sean Brady took over that title, which is kind of cool. It's too, that belt been in the team for like 8 years, something ridiculous. And Professor Webb is like, he's like the genius behind the drills. He's like the genius behind like the wrestling technique, the striking technique, how to put your wrestling when you're striking. And like you'll see today, like he does a lot of that. And like his jiu-jitsu is like so MMA oriented that you don't need to like switch it over. So when I first started training, like I had a bad habit of just striking or just grappling. And then working with Professor Webb, he's like, listen, you gotta put it together. You know, because I would be like, oh, you punch me? Okay, we're gonna strike, right? And then if it was grappling, I would be like, okay, let's grapple. He's the one that was like, listen, fake the shot, hit him with the right hand. He's like the mastermind behind the drills. All the stuff he has us do is like, it's intense, but the technique is always there. You know what I mean? He's like very big into like, being technical, you know what I mean? Being technique. And then when it's time to go, he'll let you know, like, fuck technique, go in there and fight. Now you gotta fight. Go in there, bite down your mouthpiece and go. I've never seen him tap. He's like a gorilla, like, you know what I mean? And we get a lot of our technique and like our heart from our coaches. So if you have like a coach that doesn't know shit and you go into a fight, most likely you're gonna lose, you know what I mean? Without giving it your all. But with him, like if you watch his fight and you watch how he just goes. Never gives up, never takes a step back. He just like, you know what I mean? And that like, you're watching it from the sidelines, you're like, oh shit, that's my coach up there. Shit, if he can do that, I can do it too, you know what I mean?
Working with Eddy's pretty easy. The first thing is he works hard. So as a coach, that's like the #1 thing that you want from someone. You know, even if they don't have the skills yet or the athleticism, if they have the work hard in them, then they can be successful. But luckily enough, he's athletic, he's gifted in technique, and he works hard. So I mean, he's just the perfect athlete to work with.
The knee's doing a lot better.
Good.
Just my back's a little tight in my neck, and I would like to get some cupping done on my back.
Back is tight and neck. So it's a nice technique to loosen things up, but I also like to do it before cupping because it helps the cup stick. And so when Eddy comes in, we kind of do a variety of things. As you can probably guess, this is a little bit more aggressive on the end of, you know, the nice things we do and the mean things we do, or the gentle muscle stuff and the aggressive muscle stuff, but he loves the cupping.
To me, like the journeyman is more like a person that don't know what he's doing. Just somebody that just fights without doing the proper training, without the proper running, without the proper eating clean, without the proper weightlifting. You know, with our prize fighters, like if you lose, you're not getting paid. You know what I mean? So I have to win. I have to go out there and win. And I spend a lot in my training to win. You know what I mean? Because I know the days about winning, right? And I hate when people be like, oh, you either win or you learn. No, you either win or you lose. It's as basic as that. You know, because some people lose and they don't learn anything. And there's some people that win and they don't learn anything. And there's some people that win and get worse at fighting. And there's some people that lose and get better at fighting. So that's a lie. If you lose, it's up to the person that lost what he's gonna do with that loss. That loss can make you better, can make you worse.
I met Eddie about almost 2 years ago. He came down with some of our guys. He cross-trained with some of our guys at another location. And he came once or twice, did good. I see a lot of potential fucking killer, right? So I didn't see him for a while. Then came one day and was like, look, I'm gonna just stay with this team. I wanna train with you guys. I'm doing the transition into MMA. He was mainly doing Muay Thai. So met him, said, hey, got your back. And that was like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. Been with us, fucking killer, you know? I noticed from Eddie is his dedication to the sport and to his team. I think that's what sets him apart from the rest of the guys that have been doing this longer than any of them, you know. His dedication to the team and the dedication to his career, it's something I never seen before.
As a coach, watching my kids win. Oh man, not even just win, watching my kids compete. You know, that's like my thing. Watching my kids just go out there and just go. They just go. They don't quit. You know, I mean, it's amazing. You know, I have kids here that have been training here for a month. Just went and beat a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's been training for a month. No wrestling experience or nothing. Goes into NAGA, one of the biggest tournaments ever. And literally wins first place against a blue belt. And sometimes I tell my kids all the time, I make it hard in here for them, you know, and so it's easy out there, you know. So whenever they get into something, they've been through tough times. Like I was telling you earlier, man, like tough times don't last, tough people do, you know what I mean? And I make my kids tough, very, very tough. So whenever the time comes and they have to defend themselves, they have a non-quitting spirit. You know what I mean?
That's how a team Taino Warrior beats
a blue belt. Oh yeah. And my kid was down. He was down on points and he didn't quit. Not 1 second. Last 10 seconds, end up getting a takedown, getting a position, winning by 1 point. You know what I mean? It wasn't even about the winning. It was about him not giving up. Even when he went against a bigger opponent, you know, I got a student here named Layla. She just stepped up 30 pounds. And she's a WKA national champion. You know what I mean? She steps up. We never back down. We always step up on weights. We always do that. You know what I mean? Like my kids, I can put them. I have faith that you can bring any other martial arts school here. My kids will destroy them. The 3 to 4 year old kids. So we don't like other martial arts school will have the kids like running around and like playing games because it's about the profit, right? They got profit over passion. We have passion over profit. So here we teach the kids like real martial arts. We're not going to teach them how to play around, jump around, like none of that. They're learning like stuff that they will need if anybody attacks them. The kids actually know how to do arm bars, rear naked choke, how to take somebody's back and control them, how to go to full mount, how to go to side control. So they're learning like real stuff. Look, he's going for an arm bar. Leg over the face, sits back into an arm bar. We're not just doing this for the money of things, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people like this martial arts to me has become like a profit thing. Like everybody looks at it like, oh, I can make money, I can make profit, I can make profit. It's not about passion.
Because they can't take the pressure, so they open themselves for the submission. Hand goes in. He goes to the side, cut the angle with the arms extended. Look, it's already finishing here, okay? Any questions? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
And I'm about the only Spanish person that's opened up a gym and out here. I mean, I didn't do it by myself, obviously. You know what I mean? You got, yeah, I mean, Jimmy Boyle, you know, my wife, Taylor San Marco, you know, like some of the parents. It took like a lot of dedication, hard work from a lot of group of people, you know, but the gym is successful and like, you know, I have no complaints. You know, even Rami was one of the main guys that helped me out opening up my gym. He was one of the main guys that was like, just go for it, you know what I mean? And I did, you know, he helped me a lot along the way. Professor Webb, you know, Master Daniel Gracie, Sean Brady, Pat Saventines, all my teammates, they had help. They said that most businesses in the first year go belly up. They don't make a profit. And for the first year, like to me, you tell me something like that, something like that, I'm like, I'm proving this statistic is wrong. You know what I mean? And I actually did, you know what I mean? From sleeping on the office for a whole year. Me, my wife, and 2 dogs. That was our kitchen, our bedroom, our office. I didn't give up one bit. You know what I mean? I beat all the odds. You know, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, you know, now just having this 2nd year anniversary, just like, you know, I beat them out. Your mind tells your body what to do, right? So if you put your mind to it, and I really believe that, put your mind to it, you can do anything, literally anything, and it's crazy, you know? So, you know.
It's crazy, but it's not.
Yeah.
And I gotta thank you, man.
No problem, brother, thank you.
Thank you. I mean,